pills.
The Battle of the Beards has commenced. Let's go, guys. Interesting board from both players. You notice that Bidwell's board is a little bit lower down than Ibar's. It seemed to be just concentrated slightly lower there, and but now Bidwell's board is completely split there. You notice that there's really nothing in column 6 and barely anything in column 5.
Yeah, definitely. Also, one thing that's interesting at this point is the fact that Bidwell has a lot of blue on that left side, and that's not blocking too much of what he has to do. Unfortunately, he has a misflip there, and that paralyzes that column 5 that you were talking about. It's not going to be too much of a problem as long as he can find a way to start taking out all that garbage that he's making in that column.
And speaking of garbage, Ibar had so much blue on his right-hand side that he's really had to make a lot of garbage here. Really nice combo from Ibar in columns 2 and 3. But now if he doesn't get yellow, he's in a bit of a tight spot. He'd love a double yellow there for columns, the lightning bolt in columns 1 and 2. But he's just working with what he's got as Bidwell takes the lead. That yellow is blocked on the bottom, but now it is wide open to clear horizontally.
Oh,
And
a
he's
bit well,
Eesh.
just playing there with a little bit of that danger that that gets us commentators a bit clenched because he's playing on high. So yeah, that high and on the board, par on the pond is not nice.
Yes. And meanwhile, Ibar had everything free and clear out at about a 138. So there's about a 6 virus deficit right now, not a big deal. But currently, Ibar's board really red heavy on the left hand side as he takes a nice horizontal on the top. And it's going to be sort of a two-color game alternating down the bottle.
Yeah, definitely. It's very split down the middle now for Ibar, as he's playing this very slammed appeals wherever they may go kind of game, which I think is it's kind of like a new way of playing that he's now picking up, as he's going to get a drop there into a T. Very nice.
Sweet tea. Oh, and a
There we go.
nice combo in 7 and 8 from Ibar as well. And meanwhile, Bidwell, the board and the pills have been really good to him so far. Nice horizontal with that blue. Now, this is the only part of the board that's been a little bit tightly locked up for him. So we'll see what he can do. But this horizontal with those yellows, I thought he might actually put that in column 3, but he's still wide open to clear out those yellows and is doing really well. But Ibar has taken the lead, although that column, everything being in column 1 is going to slow him down just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. That's always one of those situations where, since there is no way to reach from the other side, all of those viruses, then yeah, it's going to slow you down a little bit. But he has the horizontal setup, and he just needs the right pills in order to get out. As Vito is out at a 307, and the Ivar is just going to be right behind a 311.
hmm So any gap that there was at the end of level 6 is no longer there at the end of level 7. And look at these boards. I'm loving the all the double possibilities on Ibar's board. And meanwhile, Bidwell's board is a little bit top red and blue heavy. He's got a lot of stuff in column 1 that's alternating. So we'll see what he does with this.
Oh, a little bit of a mistake there by Ivar. It's possible to fix it. Yeah, nice. That double going and getting thrown away to the left in order to make zero garbage. It's just that peel that's going to slow him down with that column 2, because really there's no easy way to get rid of it other than just dig it down.
hmm And this is just such a close game. These players are so tightly matched. I think that might have been a misdrop from Bidwell in columns 2 and 3, that red blue. He might have wanted to tuck it a little farther, but the garbage that it formed is already gone. So no worries for that. Nice combo from Ibar, dropping a lot of viruses and pill halves down the bottle, but that column 2, still a little doozy.
Yeah, we knew that column two was going to be Ivar's pain point. As well, on Bidwell's side, the pain point is going to be that right side, given that he has, well, now it's 4 columns of red. And yeah, when you have 3 or more of the same color in the top line, that is going to require very specific pills in order to advance.
Now, Ibar did have You could tell that he was really unhappy with that red yellow that you see in columns 2 and 3. But notice he's just made a great job of having that pain point be the very last thing he cleans off the board. Oh,
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 yeah, that's the thing you risk by going from underneath. But yeah,
oh,
he's gonna go
okay.
horizontal. Oh god.
Oh my gosh. All right. Good job, Ibar. Out of 510. Holy moly. Okay. Looks like Bidwell, everything free and clear. He's going to be cleaning out this last yellow horizontally, and there he takes it out at a 516.
Okay, so let's go into level 9 after that rush of emotions in just a couple seconds. As yeah, Ivar has everything set up on the top line very nicely. Yeah, and it's only that he's not getting a lot of red that can be used on that right side, but he's doing a good job of working with what he's been given so far. As on the other hand, Bidwell has nice variety of colors on the top line.
Definitely. And look at that really nice combo in columns 1 and 2. Just the kind of combo you want to see clean, no garbage dropping afterwards. Um, but the middle of this board is a little bit tight. Notice there's nowhere for that blue yellow to go. Looks like he might try to build a horizontal, but I'm not sure. Um, but Ibar, really nice here. Look, if he tucks these reds in between on column 1, he can really make a nice combo. And there it is. Boom.
Oh my goodness, this board for Ibar has been
Oh,
just so double friendly. Yeah. Oh.
it's so nice, and look at that, setting up for the, horizontal or vertical on the bottom, having options, always the best way to go. Yeah, I mean, this was tight, but wow, Ibar takes it at a 640, really nicely done. Great board
That,
and great play.
yeah, definitely. I mean, it definitely requires for our players to do well, but that board certainly not something that Ivar is going to frown upon, and he's going to welcome it, and he did very good work with it.
Right, and he was able to keep his cool through some of those hair-raising, uh, moves, and, so Chris Bidwell is going to reset, and we'll be on to match or game 2 of this match. Oh, I can't even handle myself. Ooh.
I mean, these players are really putting the emotions on all of us, and I mean, yeah, this is what we're seeing. Either we get the emotion because, yeah, something not too kind happens, or rather because of the closeness of some matches. So all of these things can happen, as we now have readies from both of our players.
All right, and our countdown: 3, 2, 1, pills.
All right, and here we go.
Oh, we seem to have a little lag from Bidwell there, but he's back on. Meanwhile, Ibar getting started on this board. Uh, didn't go for the yellow blue in column 2, but uh, has that nice opening, and now has a lot of
Hmm.
diversity on the board to work with.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting decision there by Albert to go for the horizontal on that yellow all the way on the left. Given that it's not really covering anything, but yeah, sometimes it's one of those situations where you see a setup and you just cannot resist going for it.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Bidwell had a ton of red that he needed to work with, and luckily RNG cooperating and helping him clear some of that off the board. But there is that one last red down in the corner, which is now opened up, but he's going to have to clear out some blue for that. Um, and so now he is free to do that. Just needs a couple of blues there. Gots them, and just needs some reds now. And they are neck and neck, just 1 and 1. And Bidwell just needs a couple reds. He'll be out at a 116. This is an awesome time, John.
Yeah, definitely. Both of our players getting a very nice time for this level 6. And I mean, just, yeah, trying to play it the best possible way. As yeah, now we see that Ivar having to deal with having no place to go with the yellow at that point, and just trying to figure out some way to use maybe some part of it. Yeah, that's going to set up a nice T there, two color T.
Meanwhile, RNG not cooperating with Bidwell. This is some of the first blue that he's gotten this whole level so far, and the top line was completely blue. He was doing a great job at clearing stuff out underneath, but there's nothing that he can do really at this point. He just needs that blue to come.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of the situations where you're just waiting for the pills, not necessarily because you've made a mistake or anything like that. It's just the fact that eventually you have to clear some of that color. But fortunately, Bidwell managing to do some work on that right side. But yeah, at this point, there's really not much more left to do there. Ivar, on the other hand, yeah, he has to figure out a way to go for that. For that red that's hidden there. But yeah, that horizontal is going to take care of that. And just one more blue, and he's out at the 249.
Nice job. And meanwhile, Bidwell's still working on that blue. That blue in column two is really blocking some stuff up unless he can get some blue reds. His screen has just disappeared. We'll get that back for you. There we are. And meanwhile, this is giving Ibar a great opportunity to already start off level 8 with some nice combos. And yeah, nice tuck on the right hand side with that blue yellow.
Yeah, I mean, well, a bit well, just having to yeah wait for the right pills at this point. Okay, he just needs some blue, and of course, all that he sees is ketchup and mustard, and he starts shaking his head as yeah, he definitely should. He's out finally at a 320.
And he has about a 16 virus deficit to Ibar. And so Ibar's been playing this really cleanly. The top of the left hand side of his board is a little bit messy, but oh, look at that sequence, really cooperating to have a nice horizontal and an L there. So things are going really well. Meanwhile, Bidwell manufacturing some diversity with those blues there so that he can keep playing, keep wiping things off the side. Nice combo there in columns 5 and 6.
And at this point, just Ibar having to wait for some red. Don't think there's an easy way to sort of get all of these viruses together and take them with less pills. So I'm sure that he's just waiting for a lot of red to drop eventually. Interesting with that horizontal. Okay. Okay, he manages to find a way to make also a little bit of a stepping point there for the last appeal that he needed, and he's going to be out at a 4:35, which is an excellent time to be out of level 8.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, uh, Bidwell keeping the lead a little bit smaller than it was at the start of this level, but this board is going to be tough at the bottom. Ideally, if you see those reds in row one, you'd love to be able to get some horizontals going so that you could clear those out at the same time. But he's blocked them off with yellow, so he's just going to have to take everything out vertically.
Yeah, definitely. There's no other way to go about that. But he gets a red yellow that he needs in order to bring that down, and he just needs a couple of yellows to be out of level 8. He's going to be out at 515. As Ivar continues with some quite, I will say, yeah, greedy setups to that have been working at this point. But yeah, he's playing hard. Let's say that.
And a really nice L from Ibar. Yeah, I mean, when you are in the lead and you have the first game locked up, you can feel a little bit greedy with those, but sometimes RNG comes to bite you in the behind. But so far, that's not happening to Ibar.
Yeah, he's gotten lucky. Although he doesn't like what's happening right now because the pills to open anything else on his board are not coming. He's not getting what he's waiting for. So yeah, this gives Bidwell a little bit of a chance to make a comeback if he gets the right thing to make it all the way. But yeah, Ivar, I'm sure he's struggling with that middle of his board. He's trying to figure out something out of that.
Definitely. There was that big misdrop there in column 5, but I think he can do the same thing that he did in the last game and try to, just clear out from underneath it and work around it. Meanwhile, awesome combo from Bidwell. Bidwell is a fantastic combo player. He's really adjusted his style in the last year or so, but when he first started out, his play was all about the big brain combos that no one else was building or seeing. And look at this, the clean end of this 9 while Ibar is having some trouble here getting this going. One more yellow should do it out at a 705. Woo!
Okay, well, I mean, the bit will definitely try to bring it back at the end, but yeah, it was too far gone from the previous levels. So yeah, it's going to be 2-0 for Ivor, and he's going to be moving into the next round.
All right. So Ibar avenges the first meeting that he had with Bidwell, and he's going to go on to face me. After saying that, I'm not excited about playing Ibar, but GG's to both players.